Hello everyone, welcome to DigiBytes. I am Vaibhav Gupta, your Alteryx expert, and today we are going to learn about another interesting tool of Alteryx, which is sample tool. We will learn that how we can sample data in different ways using sample tool. Then 5-8, let's start. You must be now able to see the familiar screen of Alteryx. Let's drag in input data set and understand how the sample tool works. So if I drag in the input data tool here and select for a sample data set, let's say the sales data again, click on OK and run it. So you see we have 43 records in this file. Now let's drag in the sample tool. So what basically sample tool is used for is to sample out the data for maybe based on your requirement. If you have like fetching the data of 10 lakh 20 lakh records out of your database and you want to perform certain tests and you do not want to utilize the entire data, so in that case you can do sampling. So what sampling mean is, like, let's say here we have 43 records and I just want to get in 10 records. So I can utilize the first option and just say I need 10 records. The first n rows, that is n equal to 10. So first 10 rows. If I run it, I will get the first 10 rows. So if you see here, on the 10th number we have east and similarly here we have east. Now let's say I want to get the last 10 rows from the file. So here we had last 10 rows. So it should be from 33. So it will be like east to central. So let's run it. So you see here we have all the last 10 rows here. So from here to here, we have all the last 10 rows that we had here. Now I want to skip first 10 rows. So I am skipping now here first 10 rows. So the data should come from this particular row. So if I run it, you see the data has came from this particular row. Now, if let's say one of every n rows, so I want to randomly pick one of the records from every n rows. So let's say I select one of every n rows. So out there are 43 records, and I am selecting one of every 10 rows. So if I run it, so I got the 5 records because from the first 10 it selected one, from the second 10 it selected one, from the third 10 is selected one, and from the fourth 10 it selected one. For the fifth record it has 3 and it selected from last 3 one record. So one record from every n records. So if I let's say do it 40, so I should get only 2 records in this case, which is this case. Now the fifth option is 1 in n chance to include each row. So let's run it again with a 10 and see what's the output. So we selected 1 in n chance to include each row. So what does that mean is here you see we have 9 records. So what it does basically it selects 1 in nth chance to include each row. So basically every time you run this with this run configuration, you might get different number of records. So based on randomness, it selects 1 in n chance to include each row and generates random records. So this is what 1 in n chance to include each row means. Now let's say I want first n percent of rows. So 10% of rows I want in. So if I run it now, so it gave me basically first four records, the 10% of the records. So this is how the sample tool works. It helps you to get out the columns based on the number of rows you want. It gives you the opportunity to sample your data in different ways and generate an output. There is also a configuration where you can group the data. So let's say now I want first n rows, but I want to group the data based on region. If I run it, so what will happen is based on the regions that I selected, it gave me first 10 records for central region, then east region, then west. For west, we did not have enough records, so it only gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 records. So this is what grouping of the data can do with the sampling tool. You can group the data based on the different fields you have. In case you feel that you have any other issue with the configuration of the sampling tool, you can write it in the comment or even mail us on the email ID that has been given in the description section. Keep watching our videos. Do subscribe our channel. Thank you.